I should put it on record that it becomes very clear as we proceed that certain people don't want Mkhwanazi to appear before this committee. And they use all manner of excuses to make sure that he doesn't appear before this committee. Others even sing the loudest in a pretentious way as if they are his number one defense force. But deep down, they don't want him to appear before this committee. That's why you can't even revoke sanctioning him, because if it doesn't come, the better. Some of you forget how this committee came about, and many of you opposed the existence of such a committee. And now, because of whatever reason this committee is here, you start finding a way of juniorizing it. What does our committee have to do with the Commission of Inquiry, which is toothless? It's not binding. It can't bite. Why did we put those things in terms of in the terms of reference that we can subpoena a person? There was someone's wife who appeared before one of the committees here, and the husband is here. When she asked for postponement or for this or that, everything else was rejected because there was huge interest on her. And she was reminded that we can even proceed without you. But because you don't have interest, you pretend like you have interest, and you create an impression that Julius has got something to hide. How can I have something to hide when I say someone must come before the committee? You must decide what you want. You must decide whether you want Mkhwanazi before the committee or you don't want Mkhwanazi before the committee. And if you want Mkhwanazi before the committee, in the terms of reference, there are mechanisms to get Mkhwanazi into the committee. Mkhwanazi told you, I'm not coming to you, even before there was an actual date of the commission. That's how junior you are. And you want us to participate in a committee like this that has been juniorized? There is some senior committee called a commission. We're being juniorized. You have turned this committee into a toothless body. It is going to be the most useless body. I'm not even sure if some of us can continue participating in such a committee that agrees on something and do something else. Mkhwanazi, subpoena does not mean Mkhwanazi is wrong. If you don't know English, it's none of my problems. It's none of my baby to feed Malta Bella. Mkhwanazi must be subpoenaed because what Mkhwanazi said is important and cannot be postponed for a day. It's very urgent. But all of a sudden, even if Mkhwanazi becomes the last, that's fine. We can look at other people. Why? Because you don't want the truth. And you create an impression that you want the truth. You don't want the truth. I am here to seek the truth. That's why I'm saying Mkhwanazi must be subpoenaed. Mkhwanazi must come. We have nothing to do with the commission. We can never use a material of the commission in our committee. Mkhwanazi must write an affidavit directed to our chairperson, and that becomes a document of our committee. Any other thing is a hearsay. We don't want that. We want that which has been said to us by Mkhwanazi and the rest of them. I don't know what you're doing with Deputy Minister Sirine. To show that you want to make this thing useless, you have put in deputy ministers with no powers. I don't know what they're going to tell you. I don't know what you want to get from those people. You are getting deputy ministers because you want to render this committee useless. That's what you're doing. And we don't agree with any of the proposals. We don't change any terms of reference. We want Mkhwanazi as number one. If you can't get him through Lavi-Davi approach, subpoena him. We are not doing anything outside the terms of reference. And then how can a person who started the allegations be the last one to testify? What are you going to use? With due respect, Honorable Bredenbach, we cannot use what has been said on TV. We cannot use that. We can use what is in the affidavit, and that affidavit must have an oath. So who are you going to question based on what? What is before you? We need something before us. And the person who can give that is Mkhwanazi. He has to come. Even if it means stopping half the way to go and appear into the commission, finish, come back, that's fine. But he has to come to us. Without Mkhwanazi, we are toothless, we are useless, we don't know what we're talking about. Someone is alleging here. You go and ask someone else, or Baru, you did 1, 2, 3. Or go and ask the person who said I did that and give you a proof. They say Sibia has stolen or taken the dockets. That's one of the allegations. Of course, we know the dockets have been returned or whatever the case might be. We are going to go to Sibia and say to Sibia, where are the dockets? I never took any dockets. Don't know, what do you mean? He says, go to the person who says I stole the dockets to give you evidence that I took the dockets. It doesn't work like that. As an advocate, Honorable Bredenbach, you know that. It doesn't work like that. There has to be a person who makes the allegations. We have to test the allegation. We have to test the evidence of the allegations. On the basis of that, summon people, because we now have something that gives us at least a prima facie to can engage these people. I rest my case.
Haibo, I feel so triggered. And this was not what was happening in my family, but we used to have this next door neighbor, maybe like 2 houses down mine. Every afternoon, in fact, every evening when the father returns from work, this is what you hear. You see how Julius Malema was talking? Like, from the time he arrives, he's just shouting. And every day, and everybody's just tiptoeing around him. The moment he walks through the gate, kids like run into the house to do homework, or the wife will be making sure that final touches of his meals are done and the house is spick and span, but he will still be shouting. And I was so triggered. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, am I hearing reverse psychology on Julius Malema's side? It's like a person who, women, an abuser. You know why I did that to you? You made me do it. You're the one who should blame yourself for making me fold my fist on you. But you are still the right person for me. That is why he was like, not that I'm saying it's a bad thing for Mkhwanazi. He did not create a mess. It's a good thing what he said in that press conference. I'm like, sir, you call it a mess he created. So now there's a reverse psychology going on and nobody is buying it, and I'm not buying it either. Because the gaslighting is not to the members of parliament in that ad hoc committee. That reverse psychology is on us, the public, because somebody in his, whatever they call each other, he's the what is he again? The imaginary chief, whatever nonsense. Somebody probably whispered in his ear and said, the people are not happy. You are putting EFF in trouble with the people with your utterances about Mkhwanazi. Mkhwanazi equals South Africans. South Africans equals Mkhwanazi. Just like Operation Dudula is equals to South Africans. South Africans are equals to Operation Dudula. You don't touch these two in South Africa currently. And now he's coming to gaslight us. He said the right thing. He said the right thing. But we must not be detected. When did Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi say that he has no interest in coming to parliament? He respected the ad hoc committee by responding promptly, by saying, listen, I am gonna come, but can I please? I believe that if a human being could split themselves in multiple parts and the other part gets to do whatever it needs to do and the other part, he would have taken a part of him and said, you are going to attend the ad hoc committee. But it's not sinking into Julius Malema's brain. But what he's going to do is he's going to take us, the citizens, and make us think that the ad hoc committee members are the ones that don't want Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi to attend. When Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi said it plain and simple and with humility, I am going to be at the Commission of Inquiry. Clearly, the Commission of Inquiry was the first, if that's what the game you want to play. Because clearly you want to be the winner. Everything. No. If the Commission of Inquiry was the first one that got hold of him, and he is going to be the first witness on the 17th of September, then that's what's going to happen. And he even says, can I come? Just 7 days, Malema. 7 days that you're going to have to wait for. Then he comes and attend to you and tell him that he caused the mess. Then the flip-flopper comes back. Oh, Mkhwanazi said the right things. It's no longer a mess. Reverse psychology. Not on those members. Those members were like, we know your tactics. But he still believes that South Africans are dumb. Julius Malema. That is why now he is reminding me of that man of 2 houses down. By the way, he ended up passing away. So, yeah. Always shouting. Everybody's tiptoeing around him, afraid. The whole night, if he has to sometimes. I know. Very triggering, I must say. But, hey, what are your thoughts? Do you think Julius Malema is flipping, well, he's a flip-flopper anyway, of highest note? By the way, I once said this and all his goons were all over me like bad rash. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, whatever. Anyways, let's leave it right there. And that, guys, I will leave this video right here and I'll see you next time with a new video. There's a lot going on in South Africa this evening, because I'm not even done with everything that's going on. Goodbye.